why can't they get along with each other? If they're all alike, why do they go out of their way to despite each other? Scout, I think I'm beginning to understand why Blue Bradley stayed shut up in the house all this time. It's because he wants to stay inside.
Great, thank you. Okay, so what does this passage tell us about our narrator, Scout? Somebody else to answer? Go ahead.
Scout, she doesn't see the difference in like the color of the skin. She just
Okay.
everyone's the same, so it shouldn't be a reason so he would be going through time.
Okay, why do you think that she doesn't see a difference? What is it about her? Like, what characteristics? What is she? Is she old or?
Young.
She's young, exactly. So is this passage is talking a lot about Jim. Is it about Jim or is it about Scout?
Yeah, about.
Okay, so why is it about Scout?
Because she's like wondering,
Yeah, no, that's good. She's wondering. So that shows us that this is from Scout's perspective because she's the narrator, right? So the whole story of To Kill a Mockingbird is from Scout's point of view. So it's her story, right? It's not Jim's story, but Jim's a character in the story, right? So do you think that makes a big difference? Like, that's perspective. Do you think that perspective makes a big difference in the telling of To Kill a Mockingbird? Yeah, we would get a different story if it was from Jim's point of view. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about personal narratives because To Kill a Mockingbird is really, it's Scout's story. So y'all have stories, right? You've all done things and experienced things. So we're going to talk about making our own stories and writing our own stories. So first what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like brainstorm. So can somebody tell me what a personal narrative is? You know? Oh, I thought you were interested. Go ahead.
And it's like a story that you telling of like, it's like a story that you telling like about yourself.
Yeah, it's a story about yourself. Okay, so if it's a story about yourself, can it just be about anything? Can it be something made up? Is it true? What is it? Good?
Doesn't have to be, I think it has to be true.
Yeah, yes, it's true. It's a true story. Okay, so if you have a personal narrative, are you just writing a bunch of sentences about yourself, or does it have to have some kind of structure? Okay, what kind of structure do you think it has? What is needed to make a personal narrative? A what? Yes, that is perfect. So you need a topic. What else do you need? Now that you have a topic, that's great, but what else do you need? Did you raise your hand? What do you think? You don't have an answer? What about, okay, if you have a topic sentence, oh, go ahead. Yeah, so you have to have an introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. So that's a beginning, middle, and end. So we'll do intro, body, and conclusion. Okay, what is an introduction? Can somebody tell me? What does it do? Go ahead, Mina.
It introduces the book.
Yeah, it introduces the book or your story. So that's where you would put your topics in it, right? Or what it's about, or you would just make sure that you would include, introducing your idea. So what about body paragraphs? What do body paragraphs do? Okay.
we usually include the climax of the story.
Climax, that is perfect. So what is a climax? Yes. So after you have your climax, what do you normally have? Falling action. So you have rising action, then you have your climax, and you have falling action. And then when you sum it all up, what do you have? Conclusion. And in your conclusion, what do you normally include? Yeah, a resolution. Because you have this conflict, so you have to resolve it in some way. So that's where you have your conclusion. So do y'all have anything else you want to add about what you think personal narrative is? Real good. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play a little activity of trying to just, where we know all the different parts of a personal narrative. So what I'd like you to do is I want you to put all your desk in a big circle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it just needs to be a circle. Y'all got it?
like did I record all 90 minutes? Let's stop. Okay.
Will you let me little gap where I can get a little? This is perfect. Okay, y'all good? We should get back to it.
Burning people.
That completes my thought. So like, for example, if I say, write a sentence using the word fly. Can somebody give me an example of using a sentence with the word fly? Good.
When you throw a cat, it doesn't fly.
Perfect. When you throw a cat, it doesn't fly. Does that make sense? Is that a sentence? Yes. So after that, we're going to keep going with different things. So after you, okay, say your sentence one more time.
If you throw a cat, it doesn't fly.
If you throw a cat, it doesn't fly. So then, my next sentence, if I say, make sure, write a sentence and introduce a character. Can you add a character to yours? If you throw a cat, it doesn't fly.
If Jim throws a cat, it doesn't fly.
Okay, so if his second sentence was, if Jim throws a cat, it doesn't fly. So you're building off each other. So you have to make sure that your sentence matches the sentence before you. Does that make sense? So if you're talking about flying cats, you don't need to come and talk about dinosaurs, because that really doesn't go together, does it? Or like dinosaurs eating ice cream. Like, you don't want to be all over the place. You want to have a central idea, okay? Does that make sense? So the catch is, after you write a sentence, I'm going to tell you to pass your card somewhere. So you don't have your same card. Does that make sense? So you're going to have to build off of somebody else's thoughts. So you may talk about ice cream, and you may talk about going to Paris. Okay? But when you get a different card, you're going to be talking about their topic. Does that make sense? Okay, does anybody have any questions? Okay, and before we start, you need to make sure that all your sentences are appropriate, okay? We don't want anything that's not appropriate. Is that okay? Alright, so your first sentence is, write one sentence on your note card that can easily grab the reader's attention. Can y'all do that? Grab somebody's attention. Can be anything. Do it. Okay, you can use any topic you want to get to know. So like, you're writing a story, you want to get my story, what would you want to do? Well, what's the next topic to talk about? Or anything crazy? Yeah. What's your name? We just have to grab somebody's attention. Not to be distracted. You should have done this. It's just one sentence that grabs the reader's attention. Does that make sense? Do what? Oh. Is that cookie right now? We don't want to talk about past or anything. Remember that. If your name's still silly and I'm gonna give you about 2 more minutes. You can do it. You can make you need this. You got something? Does that grab my attention?
I have a
Do what?
I just got my
That you gotta make sure you finish it, okay? Okay, is everybody almost done? Okay. Okay. One more minute. Y'all good? Okay, when you're finished, pass your card to your right. Everybody pass it to your right. It's not a sentence. Can I read it? Running up a wall. I'm running up a wall? How would you fix that? I'm running up a wall? Yeah. Make sure that your first line is a whole sentence. Each of these thoughts needs to be a sentence.
Put it to the side. Okay.
Okay, is everybody pass their card? Okay, your second sentence, I need you to write one sentence that describes a specific location. So it can be one sentence that describes a specific location. So it can be outside, it can be inside, it can be in Atlanta, it can be here at Clay Chalkville, anywhere. It just needs to be somewhere.